Welcome to MVC Interview Question Series. I am Nirja. Welcome you all to my YouTube channel. I request you, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe my channel. Because I am going to upload very latest, new, useful, techie videos to this series as well as other series. It will help you lot while preparing for interview or in learning new technology. We will start with the most important and frequently asked questions first. Thanks in advance for the like and share which you will do after watching this video. Therefore, without wasting time, let's get started. Let's move further in our journey of preparing for an interview for MVC. Before we jump on to the actual questions, first let me share the purpose of this video. While preparing for the interview, I have faced many difficulties, and at that time I felt that each one of us are facing lot of difficulties in finding relevant material for the subject. Sometimes it's not useful and other times it's not short enough. Therefore, I am preparing this video for you and me both. Thanks for supporting me in this cause. Let's move further in our journey of preparing for an interview for MVC. In upcoming videos, we will learn from basics of MVC to intermediate, and from intermediate to advanced, and even up to more advanced contents of MVC. So, you will find some contents below level and some contents above level, so please bear with me. I assure you that you will like it and it will be helpful to you. Either it will revise your knowledge or you will learn something useful from this. Let's move further in our journey of preparing for an interview for MVC. So, the most important, basic and frequently asked question is, what is MVC? Before answering this question, you should remember that what interviewer wants to know from you. Your focus should be on important technical terms rather than detailed explanation. Try to answer as short as possible and try to cover all the important keywords in your answer. Like Model View Controller is a software architecture or application design pattern. In MVC, model describes the shape of the data associated with the application. The view is user interface which interacts with user, and the controller processes user requests. It could be for some page or some other resource. If you need, you can scroll back and listen it again. Let's move further in our journey of preparing for an interview for MVC. So, the next question is, what are the advantages of MVC? This question can be answered in two ways. First, if you remember only few advantages and you are aware of the details, then explain at least one or two advantages in little bit detail, or just tell all the advantages and wait for the interviewer if he or she wants you to explain any one in detail. Like MVC has multiple advantages. 1. Separation of concerns. The MVC framework provides a clean separation of the UI, business logic, model. 2. Testability. MVC framework provides better testability of the web application and good support for test-driven development too. 3. Lightweight. MVC framework doesn't use view state and thus reduces the bandwidth of the requests to an extent. 4. Change accommodation. User interfaces tend to change more frequently than business rules. Due to the model does not depend on the view, adding new types of view to the system does not affect the model. 5. Multiple view support. User interface can display multiple views of the same data at the same time. 6. More control. MVC framework provides more control over HTML, JavaScript, and CSS than the traditional web forms. 7. SEO-friendly development. The platform of MVC can support the SEO-friendly development of web pages or web applications. If you need, you can scroll back and listen it again. Let's move further in our journey of preparing for an interview for MVC. So, the next question is, what are the different return types of controller action method in MVC? The various return types of controller action methods in MVC are: 1. View result. This return type is used to return a web page from an action method. 2. JSO result. This return type is used when we want to return a JSO message. 3. Content result. This return type is used to return HTTP content type like text plain as the result of the action. 4. Redirect result. This return type is used to redirect to any other controller and action method depending on the URL. 5. JavaScript result. This return type is used to return JavaScript code that will run in the browser. 6. Partial view result. This return type is used to send a part of a view that will be rendered in another view. 7. Redirect to route result. Redirect to action. Redirect to route. This return type is used when we want to redirect to any other action method. If you need, you can scroll back and listen it again. Let's move further in our journey of preparing for an interview for MVC. So, the next question is, what are the filters in MVC? In MVC, controller defines action methods. These action methods are associated with UI controls. Sometimes, we need to perform a particular operation before or after some action. To achieve this, MVC provides a feature to add pre- or post operations on controller's action methods. MVC supports the following filters. 1. Action filters. They are used to implement logic that gets executed before or after a controller's action method executes. 2. Authorization filters. They are used to implement authentication and authorization for controller actions. 3. Result filters. They contain logic which is executed before or after a view result. If you want to modify a view result just before the view is rendered to the browser, then you can use result filters. 4. Exception filters. They are last type of filters to run. We can handle. If you need, you can scroll back and listen it again. Let's move further in our journey of preparing for an interview for MVC. So, the next question is, what is routing in MVC? Routing is a mechanism to process the incoming URL which is more descriptive and returns the desired response. It can be defined as a pattern matching scheme where incoming requests from browser are mapped to MVC controller action. There are 2 types of routing in MVC. 1. Conventional routing. In this type of routing, we call maproute method and set its unique name, URL pattern, and default values. 2. Attribute-based routing. In this type of routing, we specify route attribute before the action method of controller. There are 3 segments for routing. 1. Controller name. 2. Action method name. 3. Parameter. Thanks for watching this video. If you think it's helpful, then please like, share and subscribe so I can prepare more videos like this for you. Please don't forget to check other interesting and useful videos on my channel. Thanks for viewing.